1, 0, and liftoff.
Camp Tycoon is the first entrepreneurship summer camp in the Bahamas, and we're hosting it right here on Grand Bahama. I have with me my fellow camp coordinators, and we're all entrepreneurs, and we wanted to help adolescents prepare them to become business owners in the Bahamas and pretty much anywhere in the world. That's the purpose of this summer camp, and the summer camp is actually from July 8th to the 26th for ages 14 to 18 or grades 10 to 12.
The camp will be located at the Lions Clubhouse on Beachway Drive, Freeport. It will be between 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily. The camp will be covering how to create a business plan. We'd also offer customer service training by certified trainers from Bahama Host. We'd also offer critical thinking exercises, financial planning. We'd also deal with marketing strategies, and then licensing and trademarking, and much more.
Okay, within our educational system, I notice a lot of times there are many gaps where we don't allow our students to be able to tap into things that actually help them in the real world. So what we want to do at our camp is allow people to learn information that will help them to be self-sustainable and provide for themselves in the long term. We want to teach them basic financial principles and basic things that will allow them to help themselves and help their community advance. Okay, a camp like this is very important because, like I was saying earlier, in our society, we're taught basically to learn certain principles that don't really apply to the real world. You would spend all kind of years inside school in the educational system learning a lot of things, and then when you get out, you still have to learn the basic things to survive in life. So we figured, why not start early, teach young adolescents things that will allow them to be successful later in life by gaining principles and an understanding of what it takes from now.
So the camp was pretty much inspired because we all are entrepreneurs, and we always knew that that's something that we wanted to do, and the information isn't being offered very freely. And when I say free, I mean the entrepreneurs out there keep all the jewels to themselves. And if a camp like this or an opportunity like this were to be around when I was in school, I would have jumped on it right away, and I feel like I would have been further in my career choice.
And just on top of that, information is very important, and the access to information is important. If you know certain things, you can go in the direction you want to go, but if you're not aware of certain things, it'll be really hard. So for example, we're in the information age where you can learn a lot of things on YouTube, a lot of things on Google, but you have to get those little nuggets at first to really excite you to go in that direction and find out what you're really interested in and tap into that.
Why did you want to come to Camp Tycoon?
I wanted to come to Camp Tycoon because my family and his family, they have a business, which one day they hope that my academics will be able that I will run it, be able to run it, and I will make the business excel in my family, like better advancements.
Right, like that. I like that.
Like, all right, so you wanted to come to the camp to get the skills from early on to very young, which don't matter. Yeah, so you could run it properly, and then make it into something that's good.
So really what you want to do is, you into what I into, it's called generational wealth. So you want to be able to empower your business so that one day your parents, sadly, they mightn't be here. Well, everyone ain't gonna be here one day. Let's just put it that way, right? What you want to do is advance your business so that your children could have it, your great-grandchildren could have it, your great-great-grandchildren, and keep passing it on. And they're just making it better and better because you teaching them new stuff and you learning new stuff and you just adding value there. That's solid. And I love that. And that's what I want to do. I want to do the same thing.
I want to come to Camp Tycoon because when we came to our school that they are on the tables, but while I was with somebody else, like, she's just so funny and you're just a lovely personality. And I was like, I really want to go do this again.
The reason why I want to come to Camp Tycoon is because in the future I have a mindset to have my own biodiesel business, as well as have a hotel business that really empowers the Bahamas, as well as showing their culture and stuff like that. Because there's not really a hotel that shows that, so I'm really interested in that. And so hopefully one day that I can do that, and you all teach me how to manage and
Okay.
I love that. I know two of them ideas so powerful, especially like the biodiesel one, right? I literally just met with someone. Who was starting a company doing a similar thing. Like when they was in school, they studied chemistry. So what they used to do is literally fuel their car from the old food they had, so they never paid for gas. So he was, and you want to do the same thing, right? And then like, what he trying to do now is get it packaged and get it branded and stuff to be able to sell e-fuel and stuff. But initially he want to just make connections with like big companies and stuff like the power company and things like that.
Yeah.
So that's solid. That's a
But I
win.
have a question for you too. When you was talking about the hotel part of it, what would make your hotel so different?
It's gonna have more of a bohemian feel, like more of the bohemian food, more of its culture, how they dress.
Like authentically Bahamian. Now, sorry, because you just get me started. So my mother has a company called Grand Bahamas. They do event management and destination planning, and the whole focus is to focus on authentically Bahamian experiences. So instead of taking someone to the hotel property, say like Pelican Bay or like what the one name? Grand Bahama, right? We want to take them to like authentic places like somewhere in Western or like Pelican Point that's out of the way inside a community, and they get to engage more with Bahamian culture and stuff like that. So that's smart, and that's the way people who traveling now, they don't want to go to, they want that type of experience. All right, so I'm guessing that a lot of you pretty much have understanding what entrepreneurship is. I'm open, but I'll still give you all what the definition of entrepreneurship actually is. So what an entrepreneur is anyone who starts a business or businesses, multiple businesses, hoping to generate profit. And when they say generate profit, you might have a business, right? You might be making $1,000, but you might be spending $2,000. That means you ain't generating profit. That means you actually losing your expenses higher than the amount of money you make. So initially, a lot of businesses start like that because when you invest initially, say for example, if I was to start like a restaurant, right? I gotta spend initial money to get like all the equipment, to get the burners, all the cookers and stuff. I gotta pay my staff. So my initial investment might be less. Might help me in what I call the red, where your company is actually dying kind of. But that's most businesses. You have to invest something initially to start your business. But over time, you have your business set up in a way where you generate money and you're making a profit. So I might spend that $1,000, or I might spend $1,000 on buying food, but I might sell my food for like $1,003. Over time, that profit of $3 can keep accumulating. And then I can eventually get my business to the point where it breaks even, then the break even is really where you go from being in the red to actually profiting. And you finally start profiting for real officially. So what you would do is basically get your business out of that cycle where it's in the red and you actually generate profit. So when you're an entrepreneur, you want to make sure that your business generates profit. So what I want to do is, entrepreneurship is really great because, like we talked about, it helps with generational wealth. You're able to accumulate things that can be passed on. There's a difference between being rich and there's a difference between being wealthy. I could be a rich man in terms of probably the knowledge in my head, but also in terms of having like a lot of cash in my pocket. And cash, you all know that's money, that's like dollars, right? You might have a lot of cash in your pocket, but having a lot of cash in your pocket doesn't make you wealthy. It might make you rich. So, for example, right, I might have $1,000, but I can easily spend $1,000. If I give y'all $1 billion, there's some way y'all can spend that $1 billion. But there's no way for you to really, that's not really wealth. Wealth is something that you hold and you can pass on. So, for example, I might have $1,000, but my $1,000 might be better served by investing in a product to be able to sell in my business, because that's actually wealth. I can pass that on. If you set up a certain structure, you can pass it on. And I'll just talk a little bit about why you would want to even go through the challenges of becoming an entrepreneur, because becoming an entrepreneur is really challenging. It's not easy, and that's why a lot of people don't do it. But when you do it, it can help you a lot in your life, the way you really want to go in life. So, before I get to why you want to be an entrepreneur, I'll really talk to you about financial intelligence and the various areas you will fall into in life in terms of your finances. So in life, you could either be an employee, a business owner, someone that's self-employed, or an investor. So, an employee, who there knows an employee is? I'm pretty sure all of y'all know, right? And an employee is someone who really works for a salary or wage. For example, I go to a company, I work there, they pay me a certain amount of money, and that's my money, and I can use it for what I want to use it for. That's an employee. We have a lot of them in our society, and that's really the majority of people, because It's more of a secure position where you know I'm going to get this money consistently. A lot of people might be employees at businesses and not even work till their full potential. They might just be sitting there collecting a paycheck. So it's pretty much an easy way and it's not as risky. But overall, it doesn't help you to build wealth. It helps you to accumulate some money that you can use to build wealth, but it doesn't help you to build wealth. A self-employed person is someone who takes the skills they have and makes money off it. So for example, right, I could be an employee and I could be employed as a mechanic. I could be employed as a mechanic and I could be working at, like, say, one of the companies on the island, making some money there where they pay me salary or wage, right? But then, as a mechanic, I have certain skills. I could go put out an ad for myself, advertise myself on social media and tell people that, oh, if you need your vehicle repaired, I'll do it for this amount. And then I become self-employed because that's not really where I'm making money working for someone. I'm working for myself. So I'm self-employed. But the difference between self-employed and a business owner is that a business owner sets up a structure so that they can make money without even having to do that. And that's what you want to do. You want to give yourself the freedom to make money so that I can make my money, I can be on the beach, and I still know I'm making money to be able to take care of my family. And you know, we got a lot of beautiful beaches around us, so you don't want to just exist in the Bahamas. You want to be able to live here and enjoy the stuff around you. So, for example, right, say I'm self-employed as a mechanic. Like I said, you could be going around telling people I do this job, and fixing certain stuff, right? But to be a business owner, you would set up a structure where you teach someone else how to fix the things. You set up a structure where you go out and get business contracts. When they come and they pay you and say, okay, we want this done, you would send someone inside your business to go do the work and you still get the money. You just have to cut them a certain percentage, but that's a business. I want you all to think of McDonald's, right? And I was talking about this yesterday. McDonald's, you don't see any of the real people who own McDonald's working at McDonald's. If I go to McDonald's in the States, it's probably people like between the ages of 14 and 18 working there. They might be the most, what you consider the most intelligent people in the world, but they run a $1 billion business. And that's because the people who started McDonald's, they set up a business structure and left it for them to follow. And that's pretty much most of the models you see in a lot of fast food franchises. So for example, KFC over there, the people who really own the KFC corporation, they don't be working in KFC. You ain't gonna see them behind the burner, you ain't gonna see them managing it. They set up a structure where I can send someone else to do that. I can go chill on the beach, I can do whatever I want to do, I can go swimming, fishing, whatever you like to do, and I can still make money. So that's the difference between a business owner. And an investor is someone who takes the money from their business and invests in other things that makes them money where they don't have to be there all the time. So for example, right, say I'm a mechanic, I become self-employed and I start up my own mechanic business, right? I can take the money, the profit that I talked about earlier from that mechanic business and invest that in something like real estate. And what real estate is something like a plaza, it's a building. I can go buy a plaza around here and I can rent that out to people. All I have to do is pretty much maintain the plaza and I'm making money without being there all the time. I'm renting out that building to people, and that's the point you really want to get to, being an investor. So see, I see you smiling now, you like that idea. Imagine this, right? So employee, you know, every day, pretty much every day you gotta wake up, you gotta go to work, you gotta work hard, but you know you can get your money. But it's pretty much set up in a structure, right? But imagine getting to the point after you take the sacrifice of becoming self-employed and then becoming a business owner. Imagine getting to the point where you could just spend some money on a building. I can go chill, I can go do whatever I want, and I know every month or every 2 weeks I get a certain amount of money from that building. So say I buy a plaza, right? It might cost me a good amount of money. I saved up initially to buy that. But imagine that every week, one of my tenants got to pay me like $1,000 in rent, and I got 4 different spaces. That means you get $4,000 every week coming to you just from owning the building. And that's because you take the time to become self-employed, which is to start with you being an entrepreneur, but then you evolve from being an entrepreneur, self-employed, into being a business owner where you set up a structure. And then if you set up that structure, you took the money you accumulated over time and invested it. And I just want you all to think too, I said over time. Nothing comes quick in entrepreneurship. You ain't gonna just start tomorrow and be the most successful entrepreneur in the world. And success all depends on you. It's your definition of success. You could be making, say, $1,000 and be very happy, or you could be making like $100,000 and be miserable. Ultimately, to me, what I take success is being happy doing what you're doing. So you want to do something you're passionate about. Of course, you want to make money because you want to generate wealth, so you can free yourself and you can free your family in the future. And they can really enjoy themselves and enjoy all this beauty we have around us. So it's just crazy to me, right? We have a lot of people, we live in the most beautiful country in the world, but they don't ever get to experience it. Think of how many people sit as an employee, work for years, spend like 50 years of their life, right? And then look back and be like, wow, I never got to enjoy the Bahamas. I just was walking around here. I just go to work, doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over, making money, feeling comfortable or whatever, but I never really got to do what I wanted to do. And I never really got to put myself in a position to say, up my real estate over there, up my plaza, rent it out and go chill on the beach for 60 years or chill on the beach for 40 years instead of working for 40 years. I don't know about y'all, but that's what I prefer to do. So I rather sacrifice and go through struggle right now at a young age to do these things. And look at y'all. Y'all in here right now, right? Y'all way younger than me, and I am. Y'all might look at people who in their 20s is old, or people who in their 30s is old, or people who in their 40s is like super old. But that's young. That's actually very young. None of you in here are even 20 years old. So you could literally, I look at it this way, right? In life, risky is safe, and safe is risky. At your age, right? Say 12 years old, you try to start a business right now, right? Say you spend 5 years starting a business and it doesn't work out. You're only 17 years old. You still got your whole life to become an employee. An employee is like the default situation. That's like the thing everyone does. So why not take the risk to try to establish your own business, and you could eventually become an employee anyway if it don't work out. But if you take the risk right here, you can set yourself up to really have a more enjoyable life. If you look at a lot of and if you're being an employee to generate money in terms of like cash, some of the richest people in the world aren't employees, they own the businesses. Other people who are employees work within their businesses and work for them, but the richest people in the world are business owners and investors. They took the risk at young ages to eventually get to this point. Like someone like Warren Buffett, he's an investor. He invests in the stock market and stuff like that. And he makes a lot of money. He's a billionaire. This dude, when he was in his 20s, he was starting off investing small amounts of money. His first business was actually a coin machine business. So back in the day, right? And y'all don't know anything about this. I don't even know anything about this because he way older than me. But back in the day, you know how you used to go on a machine to get yourself weighed, right? To see how much you weigh. Back in the day, they had machines where you used to have to pay like 10 cents and then step on the machine and get weighed. It wasn't for free. Warren Buffett, what he did, and this is when he was like, well, he had to be this, like between the ages of 10 to 15, I would think, or younger than that. He bought a bunch of those machines off the money he saved from distributing newspapers. He had showing newspapers. He bought a bunch of those machines. And over time, he set them up in different locations. People would pay 10 cents. You might look at 10 cents as a little bit of money, but over time it accumulated because people just wanted to keep checking their weight, keep checking their weight, keep checking their weight. He was making money from that at an early age, and then he ended up putting that money and reinvesting it into other stuff. And that's an important thing you all gotta remember too. You might only make $1 or $2 in profit, but you should take that money and reinvest that. Reinvest that, especially when you start early in your business. For example, right? I do business plans, I do marketing. I may have made some money in my business, but I didn't just make the money and say, oh, let me go buy a car, oh, let me go buy some fancy clothes or nothing like that. I take that same money and I put that back in my business because I know by me putting that back in my business grows. If your business makes money, right? Say you selling something for, say you pay $2 to design something, you sell it for $3, right? And you make that $1. If you take that $1 and every time you take that $1, you spend it on something like clothes or something like that, right? You ain't utilize that money smartly. That money just gone away. So you back to square one. At first you was up $1. You have $1 profit. But by taking the money and squandering it on something that don't make you no money, you go back to zero. So you just start the same cycle over. So to escape that cycle, what I would do is take that $1, invest it in more of the same thing I was doing, and then create more of that. And then I can be making $2, then I can be making $3, and then it grows over time. So one smart thing you should do as a self-employed person or business owner is reinvest your money. Even if it's $1, even if it's 10 cents, I don't care how much it is. If you're trying to grow your business or grow anything, you gotta reinvest. You have to reinvest. So for example, with your business that you want to do, right, your family business, they might have accumulated a certain amount of money so far. You with your new brain coming in, you might think of a lot of smart ideas to advance that business. But when you advance that business and you make some more money in the business, you gotta know how to utilize it smartly so it keeps growing. So by utilizing your money smartly, reinvesting in the business keeps growing, and then you can pass it on to generations in a better state. And that's how you sustain businesses. If you see the businesses that last a long time in life, like we have businesses that been from, like take a long way, a company like anyone from tomorrow, right? Take an NNA, right? They've been around a little while now. Y'all, you don't like NNA? On tours, that's a first. But anyway, we can talk about that later. Oh yeah, she ain't. You want to got her outside. But end of the day, right? Think of how long they've been around in Maron, right? And it's because they reinvest in their business. They don't just make money from the chicken and say, oh, we just get stock and we can run away. They just reinvest, they just buy more chicken, they just buy more fries, they just go make more food and make more money. So any business, if you want it to last for a long time, you gotta reinvest. You gotta reinvest. So, yeah, I know a lot of people look at entrepreneurship, right? And they're like, it's so challenging. Why would I even waste my time becoming an entrepreneur? I can literally just go get a job, go and get this amount of money. But the reason you would want to become an entrepreneur is because of these things. You generate wealth and you make your life more comfortable by putting yourself through a struggle right then, getting out of your comfort zone and going through a struggle then. You make your life comfortable in the long run. People think so short. People don't take the periods of like 1 year or 2 years or how does it make me feel this month. People don't think about how I can put myself in a good position in the next 10 years or the next 12 years, 15 years, anything like that. And that's how we need to start thinking. Because look at this, right? I may be in my 20s now. I might sacrifice for 5 years instead of just going on a job and getting employed, right? I might sacrifice for 5 years to make my dream happen, right? But instead of, okay, for example, if I was on a job, right, I was getting paid $60,000 a year, right, at this job. I might make $60,000 a year for each of those 5 years, right, on a job. And of course, there's other expenses. You might make that money, right? But say I'm a business owner, I may only make $10,000 for those first initial like 4 years or 5, but the 5th year I can be making 1,000, 100,000. I can be making 200,000. I can put myself in a way better position than I would have been if I had just, it's just taking that risk. You gotta take a risk. You ain't gonna accomplish nothing really great in life without taking a risk. And just remember this, the greater the risk, the greater the reward. You gotta be somewhat risky in life to do this, to really advance and really change. You ain't gonna change nothing by just doing the same thing over. That's common sense. If say my parent was an employee and I'm an employee, say my parent was an employee, right? And I see that we still in a good position, we still struggling and stuff like that, right? And I do the same thing they did. You think my children can be in a better position? They can be in the same position because they doing the same thing that my parents did. You ain't gonna get a different result by doing the same thing. So what entrepreneurship is doing something different and changing the result so you can have a better future. So that's pretty much entrepreneurship and financial intelligence. And I know at some point in there, we'll talk about doing a business plan. And a business plan is really just so you can map out the goals you want to accomplish and go after accomplishing them strategically. All of us only have so much time in life to accomplish our goals. So what a business plan is, or any plan in life, even if it's not for your business, any plan you set out is to help you accomplish your goals at a faster rate, at a faster time. So for example, right, you want to be a fetal surgeon, right? Being a fetal surgeon, if you want to be a fetal surgeon, you should set out or have on your board some kind of plan on how you can become that. That helps you become that even faster. So every day you wake up, you're looking at this goal or this milestone on the list, right? You're like, I need to do that to become this. As you go through time trying to accomplish stuff, you will scratch them off your list, scratch them off your list, scratch them off your list. By the time you almost end of that list, you realize you're almost there, close to your goal. You're getting there. So anything you want to do in life, you got a plan. Exactly. Same thing. Like a vision, that's what it is. You setting out your vision. So a business plan is really just a more structured version of your vision board. And that's very important. You cannot go anywhere in life if you don't visualize it. I had this quote I did one time and it was like, if you don't visualize where you want to go, you cannot realize it. So for example, right, you play basketball, you say, if you play basketball, right, how you can be the best basketball player you can be if you don't let a player or plan, how you can become that? You gotta go in the gym, you gotta shoot free throws, you gotta work on your ball handling, you gotta actually play like 5-on-5 basketball, learn how to play with your teammates, you gotta work on your post moves, your footwork, all those type of stuff to become the best basketball player. But you need a plan to do that. If you don't plan, you cannot go nowhere. You just can be walking around kind of blind and you ain't advance as efficiently as possible. You see the LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Maya Moore, all these different basketball players. When they become who they became, they laid out a plan. They used to wake up early in the morning and train to become that. So that's what you gotta do. You can't go nowhere in life without a strong plan. You need a strong plan. Because look at that, right? You might say you want to make it to that goal, but if you don't plan and go after it every day, you might look up and you might be 30-something trying to get the WNBA instead of 18 already there. So you need a plan for anything in life.
Age, did you realize that this was what you wanted to do?
Like 100% sure.
Yeah.
21. I'm 23 right now. It's only been, I just graduated from school, from university last May. And before I graduated, what I was studying business and entrepreneurship. And you don't have to go to school to be an entrepreneur. I know that because I went to school, so I see that you don't have to go to school to be it. I learned more stuff, picking up a book or going on YouTube than actually being in class. Class helps somewhat with learning certain structured things, but YouTube is, I call it YouTube University and Google Campus. You can go on YouTube and learn literally anything. You just gotta know what you're looking for. So what school helped me with is, right, school literally showed me like, it just helped me with certain areas as far as like basic structures, like learn a little, like Sasha said, learn a little bit about everything. But then when I wanted, exactly, but then when I wanted to master myself in terms of business, I just actually had experience, which is doing business. So if you want to get experience in your family business, you should be helping them work in the family business. Also, you can learn a lot of stuff from reading, like for real, from reading and watching videos. YouTube, so much videos. I need all your emails because I can send you on some YouTube channels to subscribe to, but they teach you all a lot of business stuff. It's so powerful, so much information out there. But for me, it was 21, and it happened because I joined an entrepreneurship club, and the first thing they made us do was read one book called Start with Why. And the book Start with Why basically talked about finding out what your why was, what your passion is, why you want to do something. Not how you want to do it or what you want to do, but why you want to do it. And that's how a lot of companies this work. Like Apple, if they're trying to, that's a big thing in marketing. Like Apple, right? If they're trying to get you to buy this laptop, if they're trying to get you to buy this laptop, right? They don't come to you and say, there's so much gigabytes it up, there's so much memory up. They make you buy into the why. And the why behind Apple is thinking different. People who think different buy Apple. That's just facts, because it's their brand. We can talk a little bit about all of that, but for me, that book, and then a book called Strengths-Based Leadership. And what Strengths-Based Leadership talks about is, in life we focus on our weaknesses so much, we try to get so good at all our weaknesses. What you really need to do is look at what you're good at, your strengths, and go in that direction. Of course, it's good to brush upon certain things in different areas, but you gotta focus on your strengths. So right? I knew I was good at marketing. I didn't try to be anything else. I didn't try to be all kind of different things. I focused on marketing. So it helps me to advance faster in marketing. In my business, right, when we do business plans and I do marketing, I'm good at marketing. I focus on writing out the plans and laying out marketing strategies and stuff. But I'm not going to try to do the graphic design to make the plan. I just pay someone for that because that's their expertise. So focus on what you're good at, go in that direction. So you said biochem, right? Focus on biochem, go in that direction. Now, when you create the fuel, you get a person like me who does marketing to help you package it in a certain way and do certain stuff. You get someone who's good at finance or accounting to help you with your numbers and stuff like that. It's all about collaboration, and all of us got to learn to work together. I feel like your generation can be the one who changes it because we have a lot of people who are from older generations who don't work together, and that's why you see we have systems where it's the same thing over and over, nothing changes because people don't know how to collaborate and work together. I feel like you all can connect and be able to work together. We can have somebody over there who are business owners, somebody over there who are focused on the sciences and stuff like that, helping our people and healing them. All of y'all come together, y'all can make a better country. A better country. But for me, it was 21. And I wish I had figured it out earlier. That's why I say y'all so young.
What was the biggest challenge?
It's a lot of challenges. I guess the biggest challenge was knowing that you could literally just go make money doing something else. Like working for someone.
I just gonna say that, boy.
Like that's the biggest thing. And then when you got bills coming, it's be like, oh, I should just go do this. Like I had to block it out of my mind. My uncles was telling me you should just go. My uncle was literally around me like, why you movie waste all this time when you blah blah blah? You should just go work here and there. You can hear a lot of that. You can hear a lot of people telling me like, don't be an entrepreneur, don't do this. And they do it because they scared. And they scared to see you fail. Failing ain't really a bad thing. You can learn from it. There's no such thing as failing. But they so scared, right? And they might have never tried to do it. Like I had an uncle, he never tried to really become an entrepreneur. He was bashing me for what I was doing. I was telling him what I was doing. He couldn't understand. He didn't understand until I started making money. And some people don't make it understand money, which is weird. They don't understand your passion. So if you're passionate about something, don't let anyone tell you, don't do this, don't do that. If you're passionate about something, do it. Have confidence in yourself and go after that dream and achieve it. That's in anything. My mother. My mother. For sure. 100%. 100%.
I know nobody who like the mommy like Creighton.
My mother always been there for me and investing in me so strongly. She's my business partner. Like we do business together, we do everything together. She always been my biggest supporter. Even when I might say stuff that, in her mind it contradicts what she might, what I'm thinking or what she might have been taught, she doesn't come at me and bash me like, you shouldn't think like that or whatever. She listens to what I say. A lot of the stuff she didn't think before that information that I told her, like put her onto, now she thinks the same way as me. Because she realizes the difference between what's right and what's wrong. She's willing and open. So So it might be your mother. Your mother might be the person saying don't do this, don't do that. You gotta find that person. Or they can find you. You just gotta focus on what you're doing. The right people can eventually find you. And if you know someone, it might be the closest people to you who's saying don't do this, don't do that. You gotta know what you want to do and you gotta do it. It might be a boy saying don't do this. It might be a daddy saying don't do this. If you know you want to do something, and it's a great thing for society and for yourself, do it. Like, do it.
Maybe.
Only y'all are the only people in this world who know your dreams. Only y'all know what y'all want to be. So, don't let the outside world tell you you gotta do this, you gotta do that. Do what you want to do. That's the only way you can ever be happy. Because if you listen to what everyone else's opinion is, and you telling you to do this and do that, you can be miserable. You can be miserable. Imagine if I had listened to someone saying, oh, you should be an accountant, and I hate accounting. I was going through a struggle to become an accountant, I'd have been doing that every day, and I'd have been miserable doing that.
Real.
My whole life I had been there. I have one little gray hair, I don't know how to see it, but I have one little gray hair. I would have had like 50 years if I was doing something else. That's just life. Do what makes you happy. Always make yourself happy. Not in a selfish way. Sometimes you gotta be a little selfish, but do what makes you happy. And do what makes the people you care about happy.
I want to interject right there, like, especially now, because of your age, like, I'm 22. I don't know if I did say that in my introduction, but at 22, that's extremely young for someone to say, yeah, I work for myself and I see you and I have a team.
That's uncommon. That's not regular.
That ain't normal around here. And I was working. I expected before this, believe it or not. Like, I'm making money, and I leave the job because not that I wasn't happy, because like I love the job. I go back to the job tomorrow, right? I love the job itself, but I don't feel like it was my purpose in life. Like, ever since I left the job and I started to do what I wanted to do, and I did my own company, and now I do events and marketing and stuff like that. Like, I'd be happy to go to work. Like, I'd be excited to do what it is that I want to do. And I left for sure. Like, people call me crazy straight up to this day. Like, I leave a for sure thing to come out and basically figure it out. Like, I don't know if I can make X amount of money on payday. I don't have a payday. Like, I get paid every Friday, and I can be able to pay my bills and stuff like that.
And you raise, she have to give herself a raise.
Right, after a while, they can pay me more money because I was here for so long.
But it ain't like that.
I completely ditch all of that. Logically now, thinking, okay, well, I have bills and stuff, but if I do this and if I put my all into this, I use my age to comfort me too. Like, I'm young, I don't have no children, I don't have no real major expenses where, I can be selfish with my time. I can do what I want to do because I don't have no one, behind me that I have to take care of so everything I do, there's still an age and time now where you can do it for yourself. So that's a quite great, like, make yourself happy. Don't be a nurse because your mommy wants you to be.
Yeah, don't, please.
Don't be an accountant because your mommy wants you to be an accountant.
Don't, please.
Do something where it genuinely make you happy and the money can come.
The money always.
If you're doing something you love or
the money come.
Passionate about, the money can really show up.
Because you can be more willing to dedicate your time to making sure you accomplish that goal, which means that if you dedicating your time, you dedicating effort, you advancing what you're doing over time.
Right.
So, you feel like she just what? Yeah?
Like, seriously, don't do what your parents want you to do, because guess what? It's your life, and every day you're gonna have to wake up and deal with that. Every day. Like, I know, I'm not saying, to go there and disappoint your parents and no. Literally, like, career and stuff like that, don't do that for no one else other than yourself, because you have to get up every day and put on that uniform, and then you have to go on that person's job and do the best you could do. You won't be happy. You won't be happy to go to work. Trust me, you won't be in a good mood. Because like I said, we all been somewhere and somebody face was long and they didn't want, serve you, or you can see they ain't happy to be here and now they mistreating you. And it is days be miserable like that, like straight through out their life. They going home miserable. They making their kids miserable. They making their husband, their wife miserable. Like, seriously. So do whatever makes you happy. If you want to do nursing, you do nursing for you. But if you want to be a fish, you go be a fish. If you want to be a mermaid for you, you go be a mermaid and you'll be the best mermaid there ever was. Trust me. And guess what? Your parents always come around. They're like, your parents will always come around. You know why? Because they'll see that it making you happy, you taking care of yourself, and you can be the best at it. Like, you show right up. They thought that, man, I wanted to be a nurse and I wanted to be a lawyer, I wanted to be a doctor, but no, she want to own a restaurant, or she wants to be a chef. And now you're the best chef in the country. And they can be right there. That's my baby. That's my baby. So listen, do what you want to do. That's like the major advice I could give right now. And that's a good point, Creighton. I had to stretch myself on that.
That's my baby.
Yeah. My dad, he always wanted me to work in a bank. That sounds so small to me. All my life, he wanted me to work in a bank. He wanted me to be a teller and then, go work my way up. He wanted me to work around money. Now that I know we're going to turn it off, bro. We'll get back.
And then I just wanted to point out, like, Sasha was talking about being able to, do what you want to do and taking that risk and stuff. The next thing that being an entrepreneur provides you with is your freedom to do stuff like she wouldn't be here doing this camp right now. If she was employed somewhere, you think anyone was going to let her leave from a job and say, oh, Sasha, you can leave from your job to come help these people, come empower.
Never.
Come do these type of things. No, she couldn't do that. They're like, you crazy? If you don't go in that office and you file some papers, they're like, what?
For real.
The fact that she took this risk to become an entrepreneur, now she can go do these type of things. Now she can say, oh, I can take some of my time. I might be losing out on some money I could be making somewhere, but I will take my time and help with the community and stuff like that. You got to create an impact. You got more freedom to do the things you want to do. It's freedom. That's what it is.
Yeah, wait. Freedom.
Personally, I just like, okay, I had a contract doing some type of work, right? And I was making a good amount of money, but I didn't want to do it anymore because it was taking up too much of my time. I couldn't do the things I wanted to do. So you gotta realize, money don't mean nothing if you're happy.
And that's all I say.
If you make it, what is a lot of money to you? Okay, she said $25,000 a month.
She
Right?
did $25,000 a month.
If you could make $25,000 a month, right? What if you could make $10,000 a month? But you just to chill on the beach every day, go swimming, just enjoy yourself and relax, right? Or you could make $25,000 a month, and you gotta be up 18 hours. You gotta be up 18 hours a week. You gotta be up 18 hours a week, stress out yourself, and then your bills for, like, say, the mortgage for the huge mansion or something you buy is $24,000. What is the quality of that? $25,000. That's $1,000 and a lot of stress. At first, you might feel a little bit like, why am I making a lot of money? Money. But when you get miserable and stressed out, you can be in a place where you can enjoy money. So money is a tool. Money is literally a tool that you can use to do certain stuff, and that's all it is.